So next category.
TV shows.
Yep.
TV shows.
/streaming.
Streaming. Yep.
Yeah.
Streaming services, things like that. I think.
Do you want to go per calendar, where we were in the calendar? Because I have them written down.
You do have them written down.
Yeah.
Which one came first?
Actually, we were in the same month. I looked them up. They were both in June.
Okay.
They were both released in June.
Okay.
I think Shoresy started in May, or The Boys started in May, but they overlapped. So
yeah, that's
it
what
was the same time
I think
period.
we just kind of like did one and then.
But the first thing that you and I both, because we had the same list except for one thing, which I'll just cover at the end, was Fallout on Amazon Prime. Came out in April of this year. What a great show.
That show rocks.
Had no right to be that good.
It
really did.
Normally, shows, movies, whatever, based off video games are fucking trash.
Just garbage.
They're just awful.
Because they want to capitalize off the video game-ness.
Yeah.
This didn't do that. It told an actual story while still having references that people could appreciate. Yeah. I know not everybody loved it. I don't care. I thought it was amazing. I loved
Super fun.
it. I had a great time.
I never played the game, but I played a little bit of the game. Didn't play much of the game. I don't like horror games. I don't like horror movies.
Yeah.
I watch them like this because I'm scared. Sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes I'll power through it. Like the movie The Descent scared the pants off me, whatever. But I watched it not that long ago. Still fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But like, all right, I made it through. Not so bad. But Fallout was like a thriller-ish thing for me. But I was like, this is not.
Yeah, but it was so good.
Yes, and that's what everyone.
It was so good.
Yeah, a lot of people like a lot of good reviews from it. And I just struggled to get into it. It'd be one that I could probably revisit.
Yeah, I will rewatch this before season 2. Definitely,
100%.
Because there was no. I don't remember any specific characters that were based in the games. There might have been. I don't know the lore that deep. I've literally only played Fallout 3 and New Vegas a little bit.
Yeah,
that's all I've played.
Yeah.
Just a great show. Like they captured the feel of like the idea of being in a fallout shelter.
Oh yeah.
Being a vault dweller.
Yeah.
Versus coming up to the surface and realizing, oh, everything's fucked.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was so good.
How naive they are.
What is the actress's name that's the lead?
Ella Purnell.
Oh, she's
adorable.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
But she was phenomenal.
Yeah, she did great because like she went to the surface thinking like, oh, I'm all happy. Go find the things I need. I'm gonna go find my dad
and or did her? I don't remember. Either way,
it was her dad. Her dad got kidnapped.
That's right.
Yeah, her dad got kidnapped.
Yep.
And but she's all optimistic, like the surface world. Like, it can't be all that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking trash.
Sure is. Super trashed. And it was so good the way it was, like, one of the things that Fallout did that did it well in a way, but not an overt way, is tell what happened to the world before.
Yeah.
I don't know as it was like the best way, but that was one of the things I liked. I liked finding out about it after the fact. How people would say like, oh yeah, I've been alive, because there are people that are ghouls that are effectively immortal.
Yeah.
And they've lived through the Holocaust, the nuclear Holocaust. And one of the fascinating things is to hear about how it happened from people that lived through it. Or like find a piece of like an artifact.
Yeah.
It's just really, and I think that show did a very good job of doing that atmospherically. I think it was really good at like, hey, it was just a natural flow to the atmosphere, and I really liked that. Yeah, I really liked that a lot. It was a good show.
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember like how the I don't know, just that show fucking rocks.
It was great.
I definitely need to rewatch it before the new season comes out.
Yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite shows.
Of the year.
100%
of the year.
Especially new shows, because like this was the first season of it. And I'm going like, yeah, they fucking delivered.
Oh yeah, came hard with it, which I appreciate, because it's so easy to just like cop out on the fan feelings of something and like rely on goodwill. I think there was a good story in there.
Yeah, I think they tried to do their own thing. They tried to make the show stand out on its own.
Yep, I appreciate it.
Compared, separate from the game. You just get lore, you get Easter eggs by knowing the game. for sure.
But it's not dependent.
But it's
on
not
that.
dependent on the game.
No.
You could watch the show all on its own, and it'd be fine, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
At least so far. Don't fucking ruin it in the second season. God damn it.
I mean, I see. This is one thing that like you find these. Just to go on a side tangent, one of the things I think I like about shows like this, the focus ends up being on telling a good story rather than than telling a complete story, not necessarily pandering to a certain audience. Like it was definitely geared towards a Fallout audience.
Oh, 100%.
But it told its own story.
Well, it's like they needed to capture, people that played the game,
right.
By following it enough, but also make it stand on its own.
Right.
It's like you still, they did I think it's a good balance. I mean, again, I didn't really play the games, but it seems like they did a good job of capturing enough of the game so you go like, oh fuck, I remember this part.
Yeah.
Or I remember this area.
Or I know this thing from the game.
From the game, yeah.
It was really good.
Or like, ooh, I saw that thing that I remember from the game was a much bigger part later or something.
Yeah.
Enough of that, but also making it stand on its own.
Yeah.
Where like you don't need any of that. It's cool to know.
Yeah, but, I liked it. I just overall, it was one of my favorites from the year. I really enjoyed it. And honestly, one of my favorite new shows from the last couple of years, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Just good stuff.
Yeah, because we got some others here that we, it's in season 3,
season 4, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
they've been good from the jump.
Right.
But, as far as like new stuff goes, especially based on a video game, I think they did a good job.
Good stuff.
Yeah, they crushed it.
Yeah.
I don't even know who, I know it's released on Prime, right?
Yeah, but I don't know who's responsible.
I don't know who
I don't know
did it.
who did it. We didn't look that deep into it.
No.
We're not that well researched.
Still pretty damn good.
But it was good. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What else you got?
I've got The Edge of Sleep. That was a recent one.
Okay, so let's tell some backstory on this. Because
Okay.
I don't know how much any audience we have by now will be more in the motorcycle realm. Because a lot of our videos have been motorcycle related.
Yeah.
So
Automotive, motorcycle, crap like that.
there's a YouTuber named Markiplier. We both enjoy him very much. He's
Real small guy.
funny as hell. You may have heard of him.
You may have heard of him.
He only has like almost 40 million subscribers. Anyway, he did a podcast a few years ago now called The Edge of Sleep. Great podcast, actually. It's a story podcast, so you're getting like radio, old time radio play type deal. Very good, very well done. A few years back, he announced this was going to be a show, like an actual TV show, and it finally came out. I don't know all the details of all the stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
I just knew it was coming out, and I wanted to watch it.
Yep.
So
I'm a fan of Markiplier.
I'm a fan of Markiplier. I like the stuff he does, so we signed up.
Yep.
It was really good.
It was
for
really
what
good.
It was. Like,
Yep.
there were definitely some limitations, and I could see.
Part of it seems rushed.
Yes.
It almost seems like they made do with things that they had, which fair. That's what
happens.
you've got to work with.
Yeah.
That's what you got. But not as compelling as the story version that you listen to on Spotify or whatever. Not nearly as compelling but there were things they did in like the story where audio only that couldn't really be conveyed without some visuals, and like some of that really came through in this.
Yeah.
The hallucinations from being awake for fucking days.
Can you imagine that?
Now, like I have not
that would be insane.
Where it's like, you can hear, you can tell someone like I'm hallucinating, and you're like, okay, like I don't know what the fuck you're seeing, but in here you get to kind of see their idea of like what your hallucinations will be from no sleep, which if you follow Markiplier, that he has a history of sometimes not sleeping for like 36 hours, because he's working on something, or just flying to Korea to go visit family. Like he has a crazy life. And so he has firsthand experience of like what it's like to try to function when you're sleep deprived. And I'm guessing they probably almost looked at him as like, hey, you're our guy. You're our control for like someone that's got like no sleep. Really good. It did seem like it was kind of rushed to a point, but overall, good.
I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Everybody was good in it.
Everyone was good in it.
Like so I'm with you. I think some things were a little rushed. I think there was some stuff that was a little over the top, but I still enjoyed it.
I still had a good time. 8 episodes, maybe.
I don't even think, was it that many? It might have been 8. Might have been 8.
You know, and it's one of those things where like there's a beginning and it ends. You know, could there be more? Sure.
It's open-ended.
It's open-ended
to be another season, but you could leave it there if you wanted to.
Yeah,
I would say it's unsatisfying if you left it there.
Yeah, I would.
But there was supposed to be a second part of a second season of the podcast that still hasn't come out.
Yeah.
So like,
and that's the thing is, and that's why I'm like, did they rush it just to get it out because they needed? Because when it was released to us, if you again follow Markiplier, he was like, "Hey, I'm doing it. They won't let me tell where it's being released." It was a whole thing. It was.
We don't know the whole story behind it.
I don't.
I'm sure he's talked about it.
Yeah.
Go find his video.
But you know, at the time when I'm going like, okay, like, and it was one of those things where like they said, we need it to be in the top 10
for like weeks.
For weeks, you know, and I'm like.
And to his credit, it got to number 4.
Yeah.
Which is amazing on Amazon.
I mean, that's like up there with Rings of Power.
Yeah.
And like,
which also had just
and
come
The Boys
out.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like it's you know, well done.
Yeah.
You know, like kudos to them for making that happen. But that was a fun one. If you need something, you know, short to watch, because the episode's like 25 minutes, maybe something like that.
I think each one's half an hour tops.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not.
You know, some
it's
some
not
might be a little
long.
longer, some a little shorter.
Yeah,
but
and maybe it'll get you into Markiplier stuff because a lot of his stuff is really, really entertaining.
Correct. And like, you know, doing a movie, you know, coming out.
Yeah, which I'm definitely gonna go see that.
Like, I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yep.
So yeah, if you're a fan of Markiplier, definitely go check out The Edge of Sleep.
It's good stuff. It was a good series.
He was a draw for me. There's other actors in it that you might know and stuff like that. But
sure.
For us, like that's why we
knew about it. Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. What you got next? Because we watched the same shit.
Correct. Well, let's jump into The Boys.
Yeah.
So
because I don't have a ton to say about this season. I have some, but not.
No, over the top, crazy shit. So The Boys,
which is why I'm here for it.
Correct. I mean, that's why we watch it a lot of times because it's way over the top.
It's insane.
Very violent.
Yes.
It's
very
dark. Doesn't pull its punches.
It's extremely dark.
Don't if you can't handle like just depressing ass like
bleak.
Through lines of storylines. Yeah, very bleak. I mean, if you can't handle
this one out.
Sit it out. Don't
it's not
watch
for
it
you.
because I've met people that love this show, but they say they can't watch it like we watch it.
Yeah.
You know, I can binge watch it and be fine.
I'll sit down and watch it from episode 1, season 1, and just watch it all the way through.
And watch the whole thing.
Because I love
not really,
that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm aware the world is shit a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get too bogged down with it, but I can see how people do where they're like, this is just too fucking real.
Yeah.
And I go like, all right, I hear you.
It's pretty bleak.
It is very bleak. It is very bleak.
Because it's a superhero story.
You're not wrong if you can't watch that.
Right. No, nobody's calling you. Not on the sellouts. We're not calling you a weak person if you don't like that.
Yeah.
The world sucks. Like we get it, but
that's why I listen to ska music.
Yeah, like I have a trumpet.
But this one was a lot of fun. Again, over the top.
Very nail on the head with the whole fascist lilt.
Yes. Like they were not hiding it anymore.
No,
they didn't really hide it before. It just seemed in season 4 that they were just calling a spade a spade.
Yes.
Pure and simple.
There was no subtext.
No subtext.
It was, you all are fascists. Yes. You should know that.
Yeah. If you think like this is what you are.
You're a bad person if you think like this.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm not gonna call you out for that.
No. If you're gonna call out somebody, call it the fascists, make fun of them, and beat them.
Or do some self-reflection.
There you go.
Try it. Now, I will say, I don't necessarily think the story was the best this season, per se.
No.
But the performances, these people working together keeps getting better every season. Like, the charisma of the cast together, it just keeps getting better.
Yep.
Like,
I
completely forgot his name, but the guy that plays Billy Butcher. I just
God damn it.
completely blanked. He's amazing.
Editors, put in the name.
Yeah. I'm just going to get it because he's amazing. He's incredible.
He's Carl Urban.
Carl Urban. There you go. Good job, editors.
Just insane shit. Yeah, the characters do so well together.
Yes.
A little song and dance of wittiness and talking shit, and then trying to get them through, moments of like where you feel defeated. You're like, there's no fucking way we're gonna do this. And like, hey, we all signed up for this knowing we're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna die in the end. We're fighting because we're fighting for what we believe in, to take down the fucking, Vought and
a person with God powers.
With God powers. We're like we need
come on.
This guy is fucking dangerous for the human race and everyone.
Yeah.
Not just he'll murder everyone if
Without
he doesn't
thinking
like
twice.
you.
Yeah. So good season. Not its strongest,
but
very good.
And again, fun. I mean, violent killer sheep, flying sheep.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
Insane,
that was hilarious.
Absolutely insane. The guy that could replicate himself and then was fucking himself.
Oh my God, running a train on himself.
Oh.
It is not for the faint of heart.
No.
It really isn't.
It's really
if you're
not.
squeamish, just seriously,
Yeah, the
bypass
bondage
this
stuff.
series.
I don't really get uncomfortable with things. I can watch a lot of wild shit. There's parts of this, even this season, where I'm like, oh,
that's pushing it.
I almost want to just go I can't watch this. I shouldn't be watching this.
There were definitely moments where I was like, just making that face where you're uncomfortable. Like,
yeah,
okay. I don't know about this one.
This one got me. Like that one. I'm like,
But I also appreciate that.
Correct.
For pushing them out.
Yeah, they're not afraid to do that, which I appreciate. It's like just put it out there. Let the audience decide whether or not.
Because it wasn't like abuse or pedophilia or anything like that. It was just pushing taste boundaries.
Correct.
Which I
it's
can
like
appreciate.
how open to kinks are you?
Yeah. how liberal are you that you say you are? Like this is going to test it.
It sure is, and it is bonkers. What I also love about this show is because I work with a lot of like people that say they're open-minded or they say certain, and I go like, okay, I know how you think about politics and things like that. We work with these people. I go, it's interesting that you like this show so much.
Right.
And I'm here for it to hear your explanation on things after you watch this.
Yeah.
Type of thing. And so far I haven't talked to them about it. And I feel like they might have stopped watching.
Well, because...
Or they're a little upset about the messaging.
Because there's always that moment, right, where you are like, this may be talking about me. Slam.
Correct.
Door slam shut, and you do not want to think about it.
Because I do think a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, there are people that I know that watch this that don't quite get what they're doing, like what they're saying,
the overt message, which that's a whole other thing.
That's a whole other thing.
And quite honestly, I don't want to talk about politics.
Tired. No,
I don't want to talk about politics.
I'm ready to start drinking and playing games.
I know. I'm here for it.
But again, season 4, good. Not the best season.
No,
not the best season.
But good.
But super fun.
I did enjoy it. It was another good season from another good show.
Yep.
I don't think it was as strong as like seasons 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Specifically, 1 and 2 were very
good. Yeah.
3 was also very good, I think, but still good.
Overall, because I think season 5 is supposed to be the end of it.
I believe so. I think
so it's almost like they were trying to get through it.
Yeah.
But also, like, was the writer's strike happening during some of this?
Actually,
it might have been happening. The writer's strike might have been going on at least during times of filming.
Dude, ever since COVID, I don't keep track of time anymore. I can't.
So like I do give some slack to a lot of these, film crews or whatever. It's because you're dealing with a lot, and pay your fucking writers, dude. Like, it's not that goddamn hard. But
Agreed.
whatever. Last one.
Rounding out
TV shows.
With the exception of the one I had.
Yeah,
I'm going to go into
common ones. Yeah, with common ones. Was Shoresy season 3. And holy fuck, I love this one.
The show gets better every season.
It really does.
It really does. There were some, very emotional moments in this.
Oh, yeah.
From a comedy. This was a comedy.
Yeah.
If you don't know what Shoresy is, it's a spinoff of Letterkenny.
Yeah.
It's been on 3 seasons now.
Mm-hmm.
It is a wonderful show that is piloted by a character that you shouldn't like.
At all. But he's a fucking piece of shit.
But he's also underneath actually a pretty good person.
He's a real good guy.
He's a real great guy. But he's also a piece of shit. It's great. The humor is so on point at all times. But like I said, this season specifically, without getting into spoilers, was pretty emotional. There were some things that tugged at me this year. Yeah. And it's just well done. Everybody is good. All the people they get in the roles are so well acted.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they really put their emotions behind it.
Yeah. These people care about this show.
They really do.
Yeah. It's fucking phenomenal.
And it comes through in their acting.
Yeah.
For one, I don't know how they get through any of these scenes, just like Letterkenny. How the fuck do they make it through filming without like just? I know there's bloopers and laughing and stuff like that.
I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how you get any episode done. Like it's awesome. It's so fucking funny.
It's hilarious.
It's so fucking funny.
It is hilarious, and just a great season.
Yeah.
The seasons are only 6 episodes long.
Yeah, they're not long.
Like,
You can watch them so fast.
yeah, but it's so good.
But by the end of it, it's like it's rewarding, but it's also like you go, you feel for these characters, especially Shorzy.
Yes.
You feel for Shorzy in this,
Yeah.
and I'm going like, why do I care?
Yeah.
Why?
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
But he's very endearing.
He's when he talks to Laura Moore, like
Oh my God.
it's adorable
the
because
best.
like he's pouring his heart out almost in a
Yeah.
comedic way, but he like actually likes her a lot.
So it goes back to, you'll pity me, my poor white man moment, right? You and I were socialized, born as men, as male, quote unquote. As that person in the Midwest, we are white men in the Midwest. You're only allowed 4 emotions. You only get to show 1. You only get to be angry. That's the only thing you're allowed as a white
Pretty
man
good
in
at
the
it.
Midwest.
I'm pretty good at
No,
it.
seriously, think about it. Like, think about your upbringing. You're not allowed to be sad
No.
without being called a pussy.
Yep.
You're not allowed to be afraid or you're a pussy. Like,
Yeah.
all these emotions, you're not allowed to have.
Why are you happy? Because you got some pussy.
Yeah, that's it. And even
Pretty
if
much
you
it.
do, even if you do,
Yep.
you're a pussy for being happy about it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm not saying poor us white guys.
Yeah, but
Seeing that through the filter of someone that's like has these deeper emotions and seeing them like trying to genuinely show someone they care about them in a
when
way.
he tries not to cry and he's just like it's great.
It's so good. It has no right to be this good. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It should not be this good. But it's a phenomenal show. I love that
good.
show so much.
Yeah. Probably
And-
one of my favorite. That one's up there with my favorite shows in the last like 5 years.
Yes. For me, I would put it
Yeah.
up with probably 10 years.
Yeah.
If not longer.
Yeah.
I love that show.
It's so good.
I'm getting to the point where I like it more than Letterkenny.
Really?
It's getting that point.
Dang.
I wouldn't say more yet,
Yeah.
but it's like, we'll see where it goes. Because if it keeps at this quality level,
Yeah.
it might
Like
surpass
I can't see it
Letterkenny.
going. I can't see it going for 12 seasons. Like
there's not
Letterkenny
enough
did.
there to go
There's
12
not enough.
seasons.
There's not. You know, it'll be season 4 coming up.
Yeah.
You know, season 3 was a pretty. It's gonna pivot. It's gonna pivot.
You're going to have to.
Yeah.
Without getting into spoilers,
Yeah.
there's a pivot that happens at the end of this. That,
Right. Where you're like,
you know,
okay, well, you know where they're gonna go with it.
Yeah. It's pretty self-evident early on.
It'll be curious to how is it executed.
Right.
And I have confidence that they're gonna nail it.
Oh, totally.
Because they've crushed it so far.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man. I mean, to the fact that like you get emotional. Like I'm getting teary eyed. Like,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I'm watching this for
Yeah.
fucking for a hockey show.
Yeah.
For a guy, his number is
sucks.
69. His number is 69.
Think about all the implications from picking the number 69 for your
Correct.
jersey. He's not doing this subversively. It is exactly what you think it is.
That's exactly why. Because he's an immature fucking DJ. Basically.
He is an immature. He never grew up.
No.
But it's so good. Anyway,
It's really good. I love when they fucking shave their head.
oh god.
Because he's like, they do drugs. And they're like, it's a little hot in here, don't you think?
That's so good.
And then they don't just they don't shave all of it.
Nope, right down the middle.
Just right down the middle. And it goes, that's it.
That's all it was.
That's all it was.
Feel perfect.
And they all fucking do it. Everyone on their fucking team shaves a little
so
patch
good.
in their head.
It's so good. Oh,
they're-
it's so funny.
They're getting hot flashes from fucking drugs.
They're hot and stupid.
Yeah, and there's like one of our favorite like dance scenes from it when they're in the club celebrating.
It was the preview for season 3.
It was a preview.
It is that preview alone is amazing.
It's one of my favorite parts. It's one of my favorite parts.
Oh, it's such a good song choice because
is.
you have this interspersed with these dorky hockey players without pants, dancing, and slash cut to these extremely attractive women dancing very well.
Correct. Yeah.
It's so so good.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
one of my favorites.
Yep. The
Can't
only
recommend enough.
one that I wanted to talk about as a sidebar, this was one we didn't share, that you have watched the first 2 seasons, was The Legend of Vox Machina season 3.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Just briefly, because sometime we might have to do a video on things taken from D&D actual play.
Okay.
Like that may have to be its own video.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about Dimension 20.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to see him next year,
Yeah.
and I'm very excited. Anyways, Vox Machina season 3 was an experiment on how popular Critical Role was. If you don't know what Critical Role is, it is like people sitting around playing D&D,
Yep.
getting recorded. It's very dramatic. It's pretty funny. But they decided to take the first campaign, which is like 120 episodes, which is like 3 to 4 hours a piece, and condense it down to a couple seasons. I think there's like 1 or 2 more seasons of Vox Machina.
Okay.
So it's animated. It's brilliant animation. It's so
It's
good.
really
It's
fucking good.
very good.
It is really fucking good.
Without getting into all that, because the things I wanted to talk about is, I think people that know what Critical Role is but haven't watched season 1 or like campaign 1, like you and I, this is the way to do it. I think, because I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, you have to be strict to the source material, like every beat. No, the source material would be god awful in this form. Like if you went beat for beat. But in this form, season 3 takes it up a notch. It's very well acted. The voice actors are the people mostly from Critical Role, which is great. It's very good. And I think it's setting up a good conclusion to this story.
That's good.
So I'm enjoying it. It was only 12 episodes this year.
Okay.
Half an hour a piece.
I think I'm 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking awesome.
It's well animated, well voice acted. It's good all the way around.
Yeah.
If you want a good fantasy show, it's a cartoon. It'll make you feel like you're watching. Now, be warned, this is not for children.
It is not for children.
Very adult.
At all.
Okay. It's not a porn, but it's not for kids. So be very clear on that.
Yeah.
But it's exceptionally good.
In the first show, there's basically a sex scene.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's good. It's just good. It's fun.
Not for kids, but it's adult. It's witty. Tells a good story. The animation's really good.
Yep. It's just it's good all the way.
And I've never
around.
seen Critical Role. Like not really.
It's too much.
I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But like a 0.01% of everything that they've got.
Yeah.
You know, just enough that I like. All right, I know these voice actors or are familiar with them.
Yeah.
You know.
And one of the reasons I wanted to mention this is because hand in hand with this is the show that I'm going to recommend to you next year, if it comes out, which is Campaign 2.
Right.
Which is The Mighty Nine.
Yeah.
This is the one that my girlfriend got me into so long ago. It's huge, but I stuck through every episode, all 140 some odd episodes, each 4 hours apiece. I spent a long time. It's like 500 hours of stuff. But the characters are better than campaign 1, in my opinion. They're much more engaging. They're much more fun.
Which is crazy because like these characters are
great.
Are great the way they like in Vox Machina like that are. I mean, Grog is hilarious.
Yes.
Scanlan's fun.
Pervy and smarmy. They're great. They're great characters.
Yeah.
But I think the campaign 2 characters are so much more dynamic and complex and fun. I think you'll like them. If they follow the same treatment that Vox Machina did, you'll love them.
Okay.
Because I fell in love with them and I watched every damn episode of that second campaign. So yeah, that was my last one that I just wanted to quickly mention.
That's good. Yeah.
Which takes
also
us,
on Prime. So
yes. Also on Prime.
Yep. I think
if you have it, watch it.
Prime. Three of the ones I watch are on Prime. Fallout, Edge of Sleep, and The Boys.
Yeah. And I watched Vox Machina also on Prime. The only one was Shoresy on Hulu. That was the only one we watched from not that. Which that'll be part 3 if we decide to break this up.
Yeah, part 3.
And part 4 will be the shows, concerts, stuff we went to.
Yeah, like kind of like live stuff.
Live stuff.